The diner was warm, the smell of coffee and bacon thick in the air. I sat at the counter, my hands folded in front of me, trying to ignore the way the waitress kept walking past me like I wasn't even there. I'd been waiting 10 minutes, plenty. Our folks who came in after me had already gotten their coffee, their eggs, their smiles and how ya doings, but not me. I sighed, rubbing my knee. The old injury from them still ached when the weather got cold. At 76, most things ached, but these kind of silence, this kind of ignoring that hurt worse than any shrapnel ever did. Finally, I cleared my throat. Excuse me, ma'am. The waitress, blonde, maybe in her 40s, barely glanced over. Someone'll be with you in a minute, she said, already turning away. I swallowed hard. I knew what this was. I'd known it my whole life. But today, I was just too tired to let it slide. Just then, the door jingled open, and a group of young men in army uniforms walked in. The waitress lit up like Christmas morning. Oh, welcome in, boys. Sit anywhere you like. One of the soldiers, a lanky kid with a fresh haircut, and that new army stiffness in his shoulders, glanced my way as they filed in. His eyes slid past me at first, just like everyone else's did in this place, but then they snapped back. I saw the exact moment he noticed. His gaze caught on my jacket, the same one I'd worn every winter since 72. Its olive green faded to the color of old moss. The cuffs frayed from 1,000 restless rubs of my thumbs. Then his eyes dropped to the lapel, to that small, battered piece of metal hanging slightly crooked. Its purple ribbon sun-bleached at the edges. His breath hitched, just barely, but I heard it. The kid's whole posture changed, that casual slouch. Recruits learned to hide behind evaporated like morning fog. His jaw tightened. His fingers, which had been loose at his sides, curled slightly like he wanted to salute, but wasn't sure he should. I watched recognition flicker across his face, not just of the medal, but of what it meant. The long nights, the friends left behind, the way some wounds never quite heal, no matter how many years pass. His buddies were already sliding into a booth, laughing about something. But this kid stayed rooted to the linoleum, staring at me with that look I'd seen too many times before. The one that said, "Oh God, that could be me one day." The waitress called out the cheerful, "Be right with y'all," to the group, her back still turned to me. The soldier's eyes darted to her, then back to me. Something dark flashed across his face, something hot and sharp and too old for a boy his age. That's when he stood up straighter. That's when he said it. "Sir," just one word, but it split the room in half. His face changed. "Sir," he said, his voice suddenly deeper, more formal, his spine straightened. Like a rod had been slipped down his back, shoulders pulling back instinctively. The easy chatter among his buddies died mid-sentence as the others turned. Following his gaze toward me, the clatter of dishes in the kitchen seemed to fade. The waitress, who had been so quick to smile at them, finally looked at me, really looked. Her eyes flicked down to my jacket, to the faded purple heart pin just above my heart. Time stretched thin in that moment. I saw her throat move as she swallowed, the flush crawling up her neck. The way her fingers tightened around her order pad, her voice broke like a twig underfoot. She tried again, softer this time. "I'm so sorry, sir." The words came out thick, like they'd been dragged through gravel. Her hand hovered near my arm for half a second before she pulled back, as if she thought better of it. Instead, she grabbed a clean mug from the stack with trembling fingers. "Let me get you some coffee," she said, pouring it too fast, sloshing dark liquid onto the saucer on the house. The young soldier, the one who'd spoken first, was still STARING, not at the medal, at me, like he was seeing the ghost of every old veteran who'd ever been overlooked, like he was wondering if this would be him someday. The waitress set the coffee down carefully this time, both hands steadying the cup like an offering, a silent apology in the curve of her shoulders, And just like that, the world righted itself. But the air still hummed with everything left unsaid. I just nodded, didn't want her pity. Just wanted what I'd earned, what every man deserves. A little respect, a seat at the table. The soldiers didn't sit until I did. They stood there, rigid, like I was still their commanding officer and not just some old man in a worn-out jacket. The youngest one couldn't have been more than 19. His face still soft with boyhood nodded at me, real slow, like he was trying to say something without words. I lowered myself onto the stool, my knees popping, and only then did they take their seats. The waitress moved quick now, pouring my coffee with shaky hands, steam curled up from her mug, and she set it down gentle in front of me, like she was afraid it might break. "Thank you for your service, sir," she whispered. I didn't say anything at first, just wrapped my hands around the cup, letting the heat sink into my fingers. It had been a long time since someone called me sir without seeing the uniform first. The soldiers at the table kept glancing over, one of them a sergeant. By the stripes on his sleeve cleared his throat. "You served in Vietnam, sir." I nodded. 65 to 68. A quiet fell over them. They knew what that meant. They knew the war I'd come home from wasn't the one they were fighting now. The sergeant opened his mouth like he wanted to say more, but the waitress came back, setting a plate in front of me, eggs, bacon, toast. I hadn't even ordered. "Eat on the house," she said, her voice thick. I looked at her then, really looked. Her eyes were wet. Maybe she was thinking about her own daddy. Maybe she was just ashamed. Either way, it wasn't about the food. It was about the scene. That funny, ain't it? How a little piece of metal can make people see you. How a medal on your chest can suddenly make you human when your skin didn't before. But it shouldn't take a ribbon or a rank. It shouldn't take a war dart. It should just take a heart. I took a sip of the coffee. It was strong, bitter, just how I liked it, and for the first time in a long time, it tasted right.
Thank you for watching. I truly appreciate you taking the time to check out this video. It means the world to me. If you enjoyed it, here's how you can help support the channel and make sure you never miss out on future content. Subscribe and hit the bell icon. Stay updated with my latest uploads so you don't miss a thing. Every subscriber helps this channel grow. Drop a like. If this video helped, entertained, or inspired you, let me know with a thumbs up. It boosts the video's reach and tells YouTube you enjoyed it. Leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What was your favorite part? Any suggestions for future videos? Let's chat in the comments. I read every single one. Share with a friend. Know someone who'd love this? Share it with them. Spreading the word helps more people discover this content. Your support is what keeps this channel going, and I'm so grateful for every like, comment, and share. Thank you for being part of this amazing community. See you in the next video.